What's up, YouTubers? This is Merciless Forever here. I just wanted to post a quick little video on probably the best BB guns, especially CO2 powered and pump action rifles out there right now, in my opinion, and the setups. What I have right here is it's a umarex Steel Force. I got it off Amazon for about $120 shipped, but I paid for the 2-day delivery because I couldn't wait. Okay, real quick, the umarex Steel Force, it does not come with this optic. You can get that option. I just think I'd rather get my own optic. It doesn't come with the foregrip with the flashlight. It comes with these flip-up sights here, which, in my opinion, are crap. They're non-adjustable. You can't do your windage and elevation, but they're pretty accurate, but they're not like dead on balls accurate. So anyway, it's CO2 powered. It stores the 2 CO2 cartridges, 12-gram cartridges in here. I have like a 30 pack of them, which is awesome. But it also allows, they sell a kit for this weapon as well as the Steel Force, which is the predecessor to this. It's a Uzi platform though, and it's basically like a construction style hose airline fitter, like a male end adapter that goes through this magazine and replaces, actually no, it goes into this magazine. Like it looks like a pen and goes into here and then sticks out the bottom, and you plug a line into the bottom, and that line goes to a CO2 tank, like a 20-ounce CO2 tank that you'd use for paintballing. And what that does is it allows you to maximize the gun for hours upon hours in the woods without your feet per second and your velocity dropping off as your 12-gram cartridges deplete. Also, when using the burst mode, or if you were to modify your weapon for full automatic, these cartridges will get very cold, and when they get really cold, they will malfunction, and your feet per seconds will diminish. This gun's rated at about 430 feet per second. But it actually has been putting out, I've seen videos of it stock putting out about 500 to 530 feet per second, which is enough to have some fun with. I give yourself about, guesstimate, I'd say about, I don't know, about 40-50 feet, where you could definitely hit a target however you want using your optic. But it's not the most powerful gun, but it's very fun because you don't have to pump it up, and you can do single or burst. It's just like a machine gun, in my opinion. I will use this out in the woods when I'm walking my dogs and stuff, just to, shoot targets and stuff like that, and also in case I come across any small game that may or may not be a threat to the safety of my animals. I do a lot of like nighttime bonfires, camping, stuff like that. We do have like coyotes and whatnot out there, so I'm not banking on this thing to kill, but it might scare them away, especially if they take like 6 to 12 shots in the ass or the head. It might be enough to get them to back down. And then if they don't, I also have like various different knives and stuff on me to protect myself and my dogs with when I'm out there camping. I also carry an umarex XBG, which is a single 12-gram cartridge powered 410 feet per second, 430 feet per second, semi-automatic BB pistol. Holds 12 rounds. It's a great gun. It's probably the most affordable and most accurate and powerful gun in its class. So I can use this thing, and then I can also draw this thing. need be. I think that's going to be enough to discourage any small game that may encounter me and my dogs in my travels. Anyway, this gun comes stock, really fun to shoot, but I recommend buying an optic for it, a foregrip, and then I also just modified I took a ring clamp for like a scope off one of my other air rifles, which fits a rail, and I had a flashlight with the similar diameter, and was able to mount my flashlight using that ring. So it's kind of like a little do-it-yourself mod, but it's legit. Like it's not going anywhere. It's sturdy, and it allows you to target your shit at night, and it's very practical. I know in the military they actually use flashlights with almost like a jagged end on the tip of their flashlights. So in the event of a close quarters engagement, they can actually stab and push back your enemy with that feature. The flashlight helps me target stuff at night, and it also just helps me navigate through the woods and trails and whatnot at night. The reservoir holds 300 BBs up in here. The clip itself is right here. It holds 30 BBs. You can empty this clip in about less than 15 seconds on a burst fire mode. And again, if you have the CO2 bulk air system, you can go nuts and go through BBs really fast. It's a blast to shoot. It's really fun. It's weighted like a real M4. It's great to practice your handling of your gun. It's great to practice, going from like just your regular position to drawing in and narrowing down on your target. I like to practice my gun safety and holding of the weapon, as I plan on actually getting into real firearms very soon. So I'm just practicing getting used to the whole feel. I also bought this sling adapter, which is basically just it's just a strap kinda with a loop, and you put it around the stock of your weapon. On a real AR, it has sling attachment mounts right here, and other ARs actually you can mount a sling swivel on the rails. This works just fine for my gun. I have a 1-point sling, and it clips on right here. That's also aftermarket, and it's interchangeable with some of the other rifles I use. I highly recommend anybody that's looking to have some fun shooting and wants a more realistic type gun, and also doesn't want to have to pump their gun 10 to 15 times in between every shot. Granted, it's less powerful, but it puts out more rounds in a shorter period of time than any pump action BB pellet gun. Now, real quick, the other gun that I just wanted to show you is it's the Crosman M4-177. I have it mounted on my wall over here. This thing, I highly recommend to anybody. This is way more powerful. It shoots around 800 feet per second, 10 pump. I got a cheap little I think it's like a 4x20 scope. It's zeroed in. It's dead nuts accurate, up to like 30-50 yards. This thing is unbelievable. It's accurate right out of the box. Mine came with the carry handle and a front sight. Both removable, both metal, both adjustable. That's a big factor. You want to be able to adjust your windage and elevation based on your settings, your wind, like where you're at, what you're doing. Those features are huge. Once again, this is a very similar feel to a real life M4 or M16 or AR platform. And again, it's great for practicing your gun handling, control, and zeroing in on targets. I like this. I have the scope because this to me is more like my sniper rifle, or if I was going to go hunt small game, this would be the gun I'd use because I have polymer tipped pellets, and it just shoots a lot harder and has way more velocity than the CO2 powered machine gun. Granted, it's a lot longer in between shots, but it's got more range and more dropping power. I wouldn't use these to protect myself in a real life engagement, against people trying to break into my property, or in a situation where there's without rule of law. I would actually recommend that people use a real firearm and or prepare themselves accordingly with other type of weapons. But real quick, this magazine is fake. It holds clips for your pellets, so you don't have to load them individually. 6-shot clips. I got 4 clips in here with 2 different types of ammo. So I have 2 clips of Crossman destroyers, and then I got 2 clips of Predator polymags. Either one of those pellets will absolutely drop small game 1 shot. The destroyers actually will they're like a 22 round. They'll put an exit hole about the size of a quarter in so far with my tests with like a PVC pipe, which is pretty impressive. So yeah, Crossman M4177, a little bit more velocity, a little bit more power, but less shots per minute. And Umarex Steel Force shoots 177 BBs. CO2 powered. It's basically like a machine gun. It's a little bit more fun. And last thing is the optic I have on this. It's just a real cheap. It was I forget who made it, but it's a red dot. It's not a scope, but I like it because it has variable brightnesses for the dots, and it also has a green and a red dot. So you can choose. Like I found that the green dot works better at night, whereas the red dot works better in the day. The variable adjustments mean that the dot itself can be dimmer, or it can be more illuminated, depending on the setting and what you're trying to scope at. So that's my review. I highly recommend all 3 BB guns that I showed you: the umarex XBG, the Steel Force, and the Crossman M4177. From what I've heard, the Crossman MK177 is basically a SCAR version of the M4177. Same exact features and setups, but it just looks like a SCAR. It's something I'm considering buying. I think it has a little bit more power and velocity, and I kind of collect them, and I want to have a SCAR in my collection. So it's my review. I hope I help anybody that is looking into getting some quality BB guns, because they're really fun, and it's really a blast when you're out there in the woods just banging around. And like I said, I don't consider these to be like real life-saving weapons, but they're definitely fun for the enthusiasts, and it will definitely get you accustomed to handling a rifle when the time comes to get the real deal. Thanks for watching, and I'll see you guys again. Bye.